What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, guys. Hopefully you guys had a wonderful weekend. Hopefully last week was amazing. Unlike some of us, you know, unlike some of us guys, last week was a bit tough. You know, was a bit tough. I took 3 trades, dog. Let me tell you guys, I took 3 trades last week, and guess out of those three, how many I lost? I lost all the trades, guys. I lost all my trades last week. I took 3 trades. I lost all of them. They all hit stop loss.
I'm gonna kill myself! Wow. I'm going to kill myself, and it's your fault!
I will explain what happened. And out of those three, 2 were from GBP I don't know what it is with this pair, but then I've been saying this thing will be going down, but then it decided to take me out before going to the direction that I wanted to go. So it's just one of those. I'm sure as traders we all experience things like this. So yeah, I took 2 trades on GBP they were both losses, and then I took a sell trade here as well on Euro GBP. That also went south, but then I will explain what happened. But then we back guys. The camp was back, back to regular, but then the dollar index, yeah guys, if you look at the dollar index on the daily time frame, we are still, well, let me not say we are still bearish, but I'm expecting the market to start buying next week. But before it buys, I'm expecting something like this of the dollar index, right? I'm expecting the dollar index to come and create a low first before it starts going up. We could say to buy, why do I say that? Because we just literally got our change of character pattern right here on the daily. So what does this mean, right? The market, let me just show you. We created a high, a lower high, then we created a higher high. So why do I expect a low first here? Because price literally just came to create a higher high. So this high is higher than this high, and it's higher than this high. So what do you expect after a higher high? A higher low, right? So you expect price to come and create a low which is higher than this low. Do you get me? So the low that's created should be higher than this low, and then buy. So if I can just quickly go to the 4-hour right here, I'm gonna mark up the 4-hour range. Let me just quickly remove this trend line right here. Let me do this. We had a chalk pattern right here. We've got this low, right? And then we've got this minor low that was created, right? Yes, so you guys can clearly see on the 4-hour, right? So we've got this range between this low and this high right here. So now price is within this range right here. You get me? Because you guys know what a range is. That, well, I don't know the exact definition of a range, but I take a range as any price that is between a high and a low, a certain high and a certain low that I'm looking at. I take that as my range, or you could say internal structure, because yeah, let me just say like that. So if you don't get it, if you think I'm wrong, then I'm sorry, but that's my understanding. You get me? So with that being said, we can confirm that price created this high. It started breaking previous candlestick lows, and on the daily as well, we got this bearish. On Friday left a bearish candlestick which broke Thursday's low and Wednesday's low, the Wednesday's candlestick low, right? So that confirms that, you know, this is a high, you know. So since that's the high, and then we just came from an impulsive phase, we are in this corrective phase to the downside, right? So let me go to the 15-minute. So on the 15-minute, this is how structure's looking. Structure's also looking mad bearish. You know, we are bearish. Price came, you know. So I'm just gonna mark up my fib zone right here. You know, so for me to take buys, I'm gonna have to wait for price to get to, you know, to my fib on the 4-hour. I'm just gonna quickly wait for, I'm just gonna have to wait for price to get here. But then if you go on the low time frame, you know, we also face with the fact that price could start buying, you know. If you look at the most recent structure here, price gave us an impulsive move to the downside, you know, and then it created a mini pullback, then it continued selling. The thing is, if I were to say price is gonna go up, I'm gonna have to wait for this low to get violated first, and then get some sort of pullback before looking at you know, the buys, and then eventually maybe looking to sell with price around here, you know. But then I don't think this is how it's gonna happen though. You know, the market could open and then just continue shooting to the downside. You just gotta have to wait and see. But then if it were to happen that the market's gonna, you know, get up here around Asia or some shit, then I'd probably look for sells around here, you know, if price gets here. And then once it gets around here, I'd look for those buys to the upside, the overall buys. But then, yeah, that's just a quick analysis on the dollar index. I don't know if you guys did understand what I said, but moving on to GBP USD. GBP USD, guys, you guys can clearly see we are looking to buy GBP USD for the week. Okay, not for the week, man. The overall, like from a swing point of view, we are bearish. I'm gonna show you where the buys come from. The buys, like, I'm gonna look to buy this short term, but then long term I'm looking to sell this, and I'm gonna quickly explain to you why. You get me? That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna also, you know, link it to the dollar index. So when I say I'm looking to buy, you guys know that the dollar index, GBP USD, and the dollar index is inversely related. It inversely relates to GBP USD and Euro USD. So it's a good thing that I see sells here. So if this is selling, then GBP USD and Euro USD are gonna probably buy. So that's what I'm saying: short-term sells, long-term buys. Just from that could be like my first confluence in a way, you know, for me to take these buys as well. So you guys can clearly see on GBP USD on the daily, we did break these lows right here, you know, confirming a break of structure or a change of character, you know. But then it confirms that this upward trend right here has come to an end. You get me? So we're creating what? Higher lows and higher highs, right? So the moment structure broke this low right here, that was our first confirmation that, okay, the buys have now left and now we are looking to sell. So now this buy move here is a pullback. Why? Because we just broke structure with these. We just broke structure by breaking and closing below these lows, right? So once this is, and the price broke impulsively, we could say. Now we're getting that pullback, and then we're gonna continue selling to previous highs and to previous lows, not previous highs, to previous lows. You get me? So this is the overview of, from a swing point of view, this is what I see on GBP USD. You get me? So now we could say that those that do trade patterns, we could call this I'm gonna mark this out. This could be a head and shoulders pattern, right? And this pattern, we're getting it on the daily time frame. So it could, like, this should suggest that this is a strong, this pattern will most likely play out. So we've got our shoulder right here, and then our shoulder right here, and then we've got our head. This is just to prove that all strategies work as well, guys. All strategies work. You just need to find the one that suits you. So those are trade patterns. Here's your head and shoulder pattern. Now we're gonna come back and test the neckline, which is these lows right here. But then, yeah, I don't trade that. I'm just like making a reference. We could also add that as part of the confluences to take the sells next week, to swing the sells. But yeah, I'm gonna look at it as a change of character pattern, because yeah, on the 4 hour, let's go to the 4 hour. Let me just quickly move there. 4 hour, so on the daily we could see that this was an impulsive phase to the downside. So now that phase on the high time frame is a trend on the low time frame. So we got a high, a low, and a high, and it came, created a low. We broke above this high, creating like a young change of character pattern. We're expecting that pullback before we start shooting to the upside. You get me? So this is the trend I'm seeing on the 4 hour from this daily impulse phase. So on the 4 hour, this is the trend I'm getting, clear as day. So you came, created this low on the 4 hour, then we started pushing to the up a bit, and we went to the downside now. So this is the 4 hour structure, guys. So I'm gonna quickly just mark this right here. So on the 4 hour, this is what I see, but I also see this change of character pattern here. I think might just do it like this. Anyways, but okay, so this is the 4 hour. Let's go to the 15 minute. I just want to show you guys on the 15 minute how it's gonna look like right here. So here's our 4 hour structure. We came, we broke these highs, created this low right here, and now we are looking to come and give us a deeper pullback before shooting to the upside. You get me? So that's why earlier I said that on GBP USD I am looking to start buying short term and then sell long term. So I explained to you guys why I saw the sells. Yes, so we got a head and shoulders. We're coming back for the retest of the neckline. We broke these lows. Now we came back, we created a high, we created a lower high. We created we created a lower high here because this high is lower than this high, and then we created a lower low because this low was formed by this high which broke this low. So now this low is lower than this low, and now we're coming back for a pullback before that shoot to the downside. So let me just go to the 50. In the 15 minute, I'm gonna show you something, guys. Structure was broken because here's the structure. We came, Bam. It's a high, it's a low. Yeah. On the 15-minute now, here's the most recent. This is the most recent chart pattern. The most recent change of character pattern is when we take this high right here. Let me go show you on the 4 hour which high that is. So on the 4 hour it will be this high. You get me? It will be this candlestick right here. You guys can clearly see this 4 hour candlestick, this low and this high got violated, you know, which does make sense if you put it like this. But then we also have this 4 hour high. Let me just mark this 4 hour high so that I know that, you know, this is the significant one on the 4 hour time frame. Just gonna mark it as 4 hours. I'm gonna call this a chop pattern as well. Fuck it. You get me? So on the 15-minute, we've got this type of structure right here. Cause I'm gonna show you why I say that. It's nothing really different. We got a low, lower high, lower low, price K. Created this low, and created this high, then this high. Only cause, you know, cause this low right here, because this is all internal structure between this high, between this low and this high. So this is all internal structure. And now once price broke below, we say that this is the low. Then price came, pushed above, and then now we expecting something like this before shooting up with it. So you guys can clearly see, if I were to remove my line, so you guys can clearly see the chalk pattern right here. You know, there's our change of character pattern right here in front of us. So yeah, that's why I say that GBPUSD short term, I'm gonna look to buy this thing based on that, purely based on that. And then where would my TP be? That's a good question. I'd probably just run, because now that I know that this is a pullback phase that I'm gonna trade, I'm just gonna run my fib from my high to this low, and then probably take profit around somewhere here. Maybe once price reaches this order block here, which it didn't come, once price reaches this order block that it didn't fill, then that's gonna be where my TP is gonna probably be. No, that was a tongue twister. Probably be. You get, so we'll probably have like a move like this. Yeah, probably like a young 1 2 3 2 point something, you know. And then we'll probably look to sell next week as well. That's GBP/USD. Let's go to Euro USD. Euro USD, I see the same thing on Euro USD. Short-term buys, long-term sells. Let's go to the daily charts. Let me show you guys. Remember on the previous video I said the only time I'll regard this as a change of character is if this low gets violated. Like from a swing POV, for me to say that Euro USD is definitely selling. Like, you know, yeah, the structure shifted now. It's gonna take for it to break these lows. You get it, which it did, you know, on Wednesday. Euro USD violated. This low got violated on Wednesday because I couldn't buy here after this low got violated. I also explained why. Go check on the video. And now we are in that pullback phase because now we just got that, you know, change of character pattern. Price, if we, you know, use our line, we had a high, a low, a high. Now I'm gonna count this as a move regarding disregarding the, we're choosing to ignore the internal structure, right? And then now we're expecting that pullback before selling. This is a clean change of character pattern right here. Just move my line, you guys can clearly see. And yes, so we broke these lows. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame. We've got this 4 hour low that we just created here. So now we know that this the upward move, yeah, the buys that we're looking for is just a pullback of the overall sales we want to take, right? So now it's a good time to put my fib so I can see where I'd most likely take profit at. Okay, it doesn't really show here, but I'll add the fib later on. So you guys can clearly see the 4 hour structure. Could we say the 4 hour got broken? This is tricky, dog. This is a tricky one. Oh, this is tricky. Go to the 15 minute and check the structure there. This is messy. Because on the 15 minute, if we're being honest, bro, the most recent structure to get violated on the 15. Holy shit. It's all the way down. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna mark this as a 4 hour thingy. Change of character pattern. And if I'm wrong, then I will learn from this. Because sometimes marking up the thing, guys, can be confused. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it happens to any of you guys out there, but marking up your thingy, marking up your highs and low can be tricky sometimes. For me, you know, I don't know if but people that don't struggle with this, but that's just me though. But yeah, okay guys, I'm not gonna lie, on the 4 hour I'm not getting any sort of like nice structure, so I'm probably gonna stay away from Euro USD with the buys, and just like I'd rather wait for price to come around here before starting to, you know, look for anything. Because honestly, like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna force any structure here. The thing is, I do see the structure there, but like, yeah, no, nah, let me not force it. I'm not gonna force it. You know what, I'm just gonna probably wait for Euro USD to give me the sells. I'd rather wait for the sells than the buys, because the buys are short term, don't forget, you know. So most probably I'll take the buys on GBP USD because it's giving me the structure, but then on Euro USD I'll just wait for the sells, you know. So probably wait for price to get around here. I'll probably wait for price to get around my fib before starting to do anything, you know, because wow. But then if I do see any moves, like, I will, on upcoming videos, I will explain to as of why I'm gonna enter a trade or why I entered a trade. But for now, I don't see anything, and if I don't see anything, it's above me. You know what I'm saying? So let's go to Euro GBP. Euro GBP. Let me just explain the trade quickly before the trade that I lost, before I get on to what I see for next week, which won't take long because I don't see a lot. So basically, you guys can clearly see this thing was in a downtrend, right? I had my fib, I think around here. I think I had my fib like this. I had my fib around here. Yes, remember I had my fib, and then price came up, it didn't tap me in, and it started going down, right? And then the following day, I remember it came to my fib, and then I took a sell, hoping that okay, since price failed to break these highs, so I'm gonna count this as internal structure. So I thought that price was gonna uh, wick these, like give us like a young wick above these highs right here into the fib zone to continue the sells. And yeah, your boy was wrong as fuck, and I got chowed. Yes, I got chowed on the trade, guys. uh, was I happy? No, because I didn't understand, because on the 4 hour we had just broken this low, right? And then we came to give it a retest. So I was like, okay, we're probably gonna continue to sell since we failed to break, since this high caused the break of these lows, but then I was wrong. The market is now shooting to the upside. Maybe it came to break these lows out first and then shoot up, but then we'll see what happens next week, because I really thought that this thing was gonna continue to sell. Why? Because it just broke these highs, and now could have, like, I thought that since we broke these highs, this is a higher high, we might come to create a higher low before shooting to the upside. But then now we are still bullish on Euro GBP. Let's look at the weekly. We're stretching it now. Yo, look at this. This is when I used to trade support and resistance. What was this? It was 2020, around 2020, 2021. You guys can clearly see the boy has been active. 2021. The hanky peaks. So that's Euro GBP. Nothing crazy. There's really nothing crazy to it, because it has not been giving me any structure. Look what happened, it just shot up. What am I gonna take from this? I don't know. Is it gonna what's this? Is it gonna comply with my fib? Probably not, but then we'll see next week. We'll see what happens. Well, tomorrow, in a few hours, basically. So let's move on to GBP CHF.
Side eye, criminal offensive side eye.
Guys, if there's a pair that I have a love-hate relationship with, it's this right here. GBP CHF has just been moving so weird, but then like it's been giving me these weird, like it's been wicking me out before going to my direction. I don't know, I think it's happened like 2 or 3 times already. Cause what the fuck do you mean, dog? I don't understand what or how this pair moves. Does it wake people out before it goes? But like, damn, can I get a break? So guys, last week I took 2 trades on GBP CHF. I lost both trades, and yeah, this thing is where I thought it was gonna be at. In the beginning of the week, I said that price is gonna come to these lows. Guess where price is now? It's by the lows. But did I make money off of it? No, I actually lost money. How crazy. Price went in my direction, but yet I figured out I managed to lose money in the process. That is so crazy. But then yeah, let me explain the trades quickly. So you guys know that I was in a swing guys, I was in a trade, and then I got stopped out at break even. I think this was Monday, right? Monday happened, and then on Tuesday I think I saw an opportunity around here. I took a sell, and then price stopped me out, and then oh my god, look, I forgot. Oh yes, here's a trade. Yeah, I remember this trade. This was the second one, I think, because I think I saw a change of character pattern right here. Let me mark this. Okay guys, so you guys can clearly see here's our change of character pattern. I'm not gonna like, I just want to make this quickly. I'm not gonna mark it out here, but I saw price come, created this range right here. So it came, created a high, created a low, then this created this high, then this created this low, right? So I thought that when price came up, it was a pullback for it to continue selling, you know. And I was going with the overall trend. So yeah. So price had came to this price came bullishly, so then it wicked us out here, then it came. So after price created this low, I thought that it was like creating a young pullback to create a higher low, well, a lower high, and then continue to sell with it. So on the 15-minute, when I saw this change of character pattern, I thought that this was, you know, my time to enter, and I was wrong. Price came, started pushing up a bit, and you know, I still had my daily highs and lows. Well, is this my daily or my 4 hour? I think it's my 4 hour. Daily 4 hour, whatever. But I had my swing highs and lows, so I knew that as long as price is below this, we are still bearish. And then guess what? Price did not break this high, and it came for this low right here. And yeah, what do I think is gonna happen coming into the following week? GBP CHF is still gonna sell, guys. I'm telling you guys now, this thing is still gonna continue selling. And let me show you what I see already. For those that trade patterns, I do see a head and shoulder being formed right now. Let me show you. Got a head and shoulder, got a shoulder, then you've got the head, you've got the other shoulder, and then now we're expecting price to come back and give us that pullback to the neckline, which is here, and then we're gonna look to shoot down with it, right? And then now you guys can clearly see we created a lower high right here. So this low failed to break this high, so now we created a lower high, and now this high caused I wouldn't say a break of this low, but then price did wick below, but it did not close below the low, but it gave us 2 weeks. So using my discretion here, I'm confident that price will continue selling based on that, you know. But then yeah, before I start selling, I'm gonna need price to get up here before I start selling, you know. As long as price is here, I'm not gonna sell price while it's at a low. For me, that does not make sense. Price is at a low. For me to sell price here really doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna wait for price to give me like a pullback before looking to sell. Like I said before, these ultimately we come for these lows right. These lows are gonna get random right here, but yeah, we'll see what next week has for us. And that's basically it, guys. I think I'm gonna end the video right there. New week. This week is looking fresh. It's looking better than what last week did, especially Euro USD and GBP USD, because last week, like, tell me How are you supposed to catch any trade on Euro USD and GBP USD when the market just, like, this thing just decided to sell out of nowhere, dog? Like, it just
Time to bleed.
you know, with no proper pullback or nothing. Same thing here. So that's why I didn't trade those two pairs last week, because I was like, what's going on now? Everything was just too, you know, like, everything was like, it was just no structure. It's just, yeah, no. So yeah, guys, that's where I'm gonna end the video. It's probably a long video, but then yeah, guys, good to be back. Good to have the camera back. I can now talk to you guys. You guys can now see me. See you guys on the next video.